Robert, your little brother Winston just got accepted into med school.
Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, I just heard. Winston told me. I congratulated him.
Me, Winston, and your father are going out to a luxury sushi restaurant to celebrate the good news tonight. Obviously, you won't be joining us. All the reviews online said that this is the most luxurious restaurant in town, so it's clearly not appropriate for someone like you. You will, however, be footing the bill, so I expect you to make your way down to 5th Street the moment I message you to let you know we're done eating.
When you say the most luxurious restaurant in town, do you mean Sushilicious Shenanigans, by any chance? You know, the place famous for being 3 times as expensive as most other luxury restaurants?
Of course. Unlike you, his moronic high school dropout big brother, Winston is intelligent and hard-working. He's by far mine and your father's favorite child, and we intend to reward him for his efforts.
You intend to reward him? On my dime? You've got some nerve. I thought you promised to stop doing this once I agreed to cover your debt repayments.
I don't see what that has to do with anything. But if you must insist on dragging it up, I think you should be grateful me and your father are granting you the privilege of repaying our debts. Think about it. Now you have a reason to drag your worthless backside out of bed in the morning and go to work. I won't be hearing another word of complaint out of you, boy. Do you hear me? If you know what's good for you, you'll keep your mouth shut and carry on working like a dog to support your beloved family.
I see. Hey, Big Pro, is now a good time? Winston? Why are you messaging me when we're in the same house, you big doofus? I don't want Mom and Dad to hear what I'm about to say. Really? That was dramatic. Alright, well, fine by me, I guess. Listen, Robert. I'm thinking of giving up on becoming a doctor. Whoa, where in the holy frickin' Jesus balls did that come from? Did I eat magic mushrooms without anyone telling me or something? Why would you do that when you only have a year left before you graduate med school? You're almost done paying off Mom and Dad's debt, right? Yeah, actually I am. I should be done with the last repayment right around the time you graduate. But why? What does that have to do with anything? It's Mom and Dad. They told me what their plans are after I graduate and become a doctor. They said they both plan on quitting their jobs and having me provide for them for the rest of their lives. What the heck? And that's only what was actually said to me directly. When I left the room, I overheard them planning a bunch of expensive vacations and to buy tons of crazy expensive branded goods and accessories. House extensions, exotic labradoodles, vintage whiskeys, gold-plated toilet seat, a Ferrari. You name it, Robert. They're planning on buying it all with my money. I have no idea why they think they have an infallible right to my salary, but there you go. Jesus, bro, what am I even reading? They don't seem to have any idea that it'll still be an intern for at least a few years now that I've left med school. Which means I'll be on $40K a year at best. This probably goes without saying, but I'll be making way less than you do, right? Yeah, I guess so. Mom and Dad love to harp on about how being a high school dropout makes me a failure. But it was thanks to that I was able to start working so early. I've been at my company for 15 years now. I'm in an executive position and get an extra allowance for all the qualifications I've acquired over the years. Plus, I have the extra money I make from the side hustle I started 7 years ago. Right? That's what I thought. Exactly. That's why I'm so astonished they managed to convince themselves I'm going to be rolling in cash the second I get out of med school. Robert, listen. I want to move out of this house. Wow, are you serious? Are you really surprised? You want to leave yourself, right? They've put you through your fair share of crap too, haven't they? Not least among it forcing you to drop out of high school so you could pay off their gambling debts. And then having the nerve to give you crap for being a high school dropout? Yeah, I guess you're right. The only reason I accepted to take over the repayments is because Uncle Joe was the one who lent him the money, which means I never had any legal obligation to pay. That's not all. You cover my med school fees too, and I know that can't have come cheap. It's only thanks to you I was able to get in without going into debt myself. You're the one I want to repay my debt of gratitude to, Robert, not Mom and Dad. To be honest with you, they make me sick. Being unemployed despite being fully capable of working would be bad enough on its own. But now they're demanding I provide for them for the rest of their lives? What am I, freaking walking ATM? I can't get out of this house a moment too soon. Winston. Come with me, bro. What do you say? I know this might sound weird coming from me after I relied on your money so much, but you have a right to be free of our deranged parents too. To tell you the truth, I've been thinking about it for a while. Here's how the plan looks right now. I'm thinking of quitting my job at the insurance company and going freelance once I get done with Mom and Dad's debt repayments. To put it simply, I'm thinking of making my side hustle my main job and focusing solely on that. I see. I guess me graduating med school ties into that too, since you won't be covering my tuition fees anymore. Your outgoings are gonna drop down in one full swoop, so you'll be able to make things work with just one job. I like it. Yep, you pretty much nailed it. When I'm a freelancer, I'll be able to go anywhere I like since I'll be working 100% remotely. Anywhere? Basically, what that means is that no matter which hospital you end up working in, no matter which state you end up moving to, it'll always be possible for me to be close by. Oh yeah, you're right. Obviously, from my perspective, I'd appreciate if you chose somewhere with decent internet. Gotcha, bro. We only have about a year left before this becomes a reality. Yeah. Let's make the necessary preparations. Got it.
Excuse me, Robert. You have 1 week to get your things together and get out of this house.
What the hell? Where did that come from?
Your little brother's a rich doctor now, so we don't need your pathetic high school dropout salary anymore.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Do I have to spell it out, Dumbo? It means Winston will be looking after me and your dad from here on out, so you're no longer necessary. Get out of our lives and never come back.
Winston's gonna provide for you both as a medical intern? How the hell do you expect him to do that? That's not fair, my brother. He's about to enter the workforce, and with that, one of the toughest periods of his life will begin. You expect him to take care of you guys at home as well as the mountain of work responsibilities he's inevitably going to end up with?
And what do you know about anything, you pitiful high school dropout? It might seem impossible to you because you earn breadcrumbs, but unlike you, Winston's actually going to have a respectable income. He's a doctor, you moron! I quit my job because with Winston's salary, I can get by without working.
Whoa. Say what now? You quit your job? No way. Did Dad quit too?
Of course he did. We recently got word that you got done paying off the last of our debts, so what with that and Winston finally becoming a doctor, we saw no need to continue. No matter how you look at it, there's zero need for either of us to work again for the rest of our lives. I take it your sulky tone means you understand, then? Fantastic. Now hurry up and start packing your things. Oh, one more thing. Me, Winston, and your father will all be going to the most luxurious sushi restaurant in town to celebrate him finally becoming a doctor. Make sure you come down to the restaurant to pay for our meals as soon as I message you, just like always, okay? Do I make myself clear?
Are you for real? You just kicked me out of the house and ordered me to get out of your lives forever. Why would I pay for your sushi? Are you insane?
Think of this as your final act of filial piety towards your parents who so very kindly raised you. It'll never make up for the monumental failure you became, but it's better than nothing. Make sure you have the money ready by tonight.
Do you mind if I say one last thing?
What is it?
Bye-bye. I'm taking Winston with me.
Huh?
Winston, you all ready? Yep. I'm all ready at the station like we agreed. Did Mom say anything to you about going out for sushi tonight? Sure, but I told her I can't go today because I have food poisoning. Wow, are they for real? They went to your congratulatory meal at the most expensive restaurant in town without you? No kidding. I'm not gonna complain though. The rotten personalities are giving us the perfect chance to make our escape. I never thought I'd say it, but just this one time, I'm grateful they're dicks. You're right. I'm so hyped, bro. I can't believe I finally get to escape their forced sushi nights. About that, my buddy from the old company knows a chef at that restaurant. Apparently, he said that he feels bad for you every time you go because they order the most expensive stuff on the menu for themselves, while you just sit there eating French fries all night. Were you holding back because you knew I was always the one paying? There's that, but there's also the fact I'm just not good with raw fish. I thought you knew. What can I say? I guess I really like their French fries. Oh, I see. Anyway, I'm about to head out on the next train. Sure thing. I'll follow you in like an hour, okay? Got it. See you at the next station. Roger that.
Robert! Are you there? Robert! What on earth did you just say to the chef at the sushi restaurant? He just told me you refused to pay because I said I never wanted to see you again.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. Did you need some kind of explanation? I'm not sure which part is hard to understand. You pretty much just disowned me, so I'll be leaving the house now and moving a long, long way away. Accordingly, paying for your luxury sushi is going to be a little difficult this time around. Anyway, didn't I just tell you to pay for your own damn meals? How are you surprised by any of this?
No, I can't. I just can't. Do you have any idea how much the bill came to? $1,600. Your father and I don't have that kind of money.
Yep, $1,600 sounds about normal. That's more or less what I was paying every time.
Huh?
Isn't it strange? Your worthless, good-for-nothing high school dropout son was able to pay every time without issue. But you and Dad are struggling?
Oh my God. Were you really paying this much every time? I had no idea it was so expensive.
Yep. Look on the bright side. At least Winston not being with you today should bring the total down a little. This is actually on the lower end of what I paid.
This is the lower end? Robert, how on earth do you have that much money?
Answer me this. How long do you think it's been since I started working?
What?
I've been working nonstop ever since I dropped out of high school. I've had promotions, gained qualifications, undergone transfers, and had lots of other extra allowances added to my salary along the way. When Winston started med school, I started working a side job to help cover his tuition fees. You didn't think I was still making the same money as I was at the convenience store. You didn't think I was still making the same money as I was at the convenience store I worked at when I dropped out of high school, did you?
Huh?
Now, Winston's done with med school. I'm also done paying off yours and Dad's debt, which, by the way, I had no obligation to pay off whatsoever, but did anyway out of the kindness of my heart. I don't need to make anywhere near as much money as I used to now, which is why I decided to quit my job and focus solely on what used to be my side job as a freelancer.
What's your side job?
Not telling you. I don't need you showing up on my doorstep begging, thanks.
Well, what about the bill for this sushi?
Like I said, pay for it yourself.
But we don't have the money.
Bye. Yo, Robert. I'm on the train right now. But I keep getting those damn messages from Mom complaining about how you won't pay the sushi bill. My God, is she seriously still harping on about that? I just left her on red. Nice. There's no need to dignify her with a response. Still, I gotta admit, I feel kinda bad for the sushi joint. I think I'm gonna ring my buddy and tell him to pass on an apology later on. Now don't sweat it. Apparently Uncle Joe plans on paying this time around. I wonder if he actually will. Don't forget he was the one who lent Mom and Dad all that money back then. I wouldn't be surprised if he never wanted to give him another cent after how long it took him to get his money back. I came clean with everything this morning and finally told him it was me paying him back all along. To be honest, I'd be amazed if he dug them out of another hole after finding out they'd been lying to him for years. Jeez, bro. You sure know how to time things. Nice. Pure coincidence, I swear. Sure, we can go with that if you like. Seriously though, I wonder how they're gonna support themselves without either of us around now. Neither of them have jobs. Mom was 19 when they got shotgun married after falling pregnant with you, right? They've got a way to go until they get their pensions. They have no choice. They're gonna have to find new jobs. No kidding. Anyway, my train will be arriving soon. Alright. I'm sat on the bench at the platform. Let's head out of the station together. Yeah. How cool is this? Two brothers about to embark on their new lives in the big wide world together? I feel like an anime character. Cut it out, you weeb. You're in the real world now. You're right, though. I'm sure we're gonna face tons of challenges from here on out, but there's nothing we can't overcome together. Heck yeah. When I asked Uncle Joe about what became of the sushi incident later on, he explained that by some miracle, it turned out that my dad had just enough money left in his savings account to cover it. So they were allowed to leave the restaurant without cops being called. My old work buddy heard from the chef that the two of them are now officially banned from entering the restaurant for the rest of their lives. Apparently, he almost seemed overwhelmed with joy at the fact he'd never have to tolerate them again. I asked her what happened to our parents after that. They totally forgot I was the one who'd been paying the rent and utilities, which meant that before long their electricity, gas, and water ended up being totally shut off. Apparently, the landlord's currently in the process of filling out the paperwork to have them forcibly removed. And that's not all either. Being totally out of cash and being too lazy to work, they went into debt again. And this time not with soft touch Uncle Joe, but with an underground loan shark who goes by the name of the Finger Snapper. Nobody heard from them after they got disowned by the entire family. Naturally, I have no intention of looking for them either.
Wow, Imelda, just look at you. You're wealthy and famous. You're doing great, sweetheart, and I'm proud of you.
Aw, thank you so much. But, who is this? I'm sorry, your number is not saved on my phone, so I don't know who you are.
You don't have to feel bad. I don't hold it against you. I know how busy you've been these past few years as you've struggled to build yourself. It's me, Stan, your father.
What? That's a lie.
I'm serious, honey. This is me. It's been so long since we last spoke. We sure have a lot to catch up on. Come on, what's going on in your life? I saw you on TV yesterday. You were awarded for being the most promising entrepreneur of the year. That's mighty impressive, Imelda.
Whoa. Are you really my dad? Because if you are, then you know very well that you have no right sending me a text after everything you put me through.
Come on, I'm just trying to reconnect with my daughter. What's so bad about it? Oh, you feel that just because you're a millionaire now, I'm suddenly beneath you? You're not ashamed of me, are you?
My God, I can't believe your audacity. How dare you try to guilt trip me into taking you back into my life? So I should just welcome you with open arms like the last 20 years didn't happen? Huh?
Now is not the time to revisit the past. You and I have a bright future. Let's focus on that.
No. Our past is too painful for me to just let go of it like that. And you suddenly coming back like this brings it all to the forefront. Do I have to remind you how badly you hurt me as a child? You never cared about me. Not even when Mom is alive. Mom managed to shield me from your abuses as best as she could, but sadly, we lost her. And then I saw you for the monster that you really are.
Don't be ungrateful. I was raising you the best way I could. And it turned out great, didn't it? Look at you today. You're one of the most prominent businesswomen in the city.
I should be grateful to you? For what exactly? The fact that you refused to send me to school? I barely had enough to eat even though you could easily feed me? You never cared about what happened to me and you showed it all the time. Things only got worse when you remarried. You and your new wife made life a living hell for me. She beat me so many times and you did nothing. Neither did you do anything when she starved me for no reason at all. So tell me again, what exactly should I be grateful for?
Fine, but you don't have to be like this, okay? Maybe we did go overboard, but we're better now. Rosie has changed and she loves you so much, just like her own daughter. We're ready to be a family again.
God forbid it. Do you remember what you told me the day you dropped me off at Grandma's? You called me a nobody and a killjoy. You said I would never amount to anything and you never wanted to see me ever again. I was just 7 at the time. Do you have any idea how badly your cruel words affected me?
We're family. We say hurtful things all the time. You cannot use that against me. You have to learn to forgive and forget, girl.
Grandma and Grandpa are my family, and not once in the 20 years I've lived with them have they said such mean things to me. You're not my family, so return to your wife. Leave me and my grandparents alone because as far as I'm concerned, my father is dead. Hi, Nana. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm preparing to go to bed. Your grandfather is already asleep.
LOL. Gramps never messes with his sleep. We all know that. Nana, there's something I need to tell you. My father reached out to me today.
He did? Oh, Stan, boy. He's really relentless, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He also reached out to me and your grandfather. He's trying to get back in with us. It was painfully clear why he wanted it, though. He knows now that you're a millionaire and suddenly wants to be one of us again. I'm so sorry, honey. I should have known something like this would happen. You must have been so shocked when his text came in.
No, Nana, you don't have to be sorry for anything. You were not the one that abandoned me. He left me behind without looking back. Not even once. I can still remember the countless number of times I called him on the phone, begging him to come pick me up and take me home. And I remember the mean things he said each time. Now, I thank God he didn't come back for me. Who knows where I would have been today?
Come on, Imelda. You were just a kid, and you wanted your father. Stan was already a bad father, but getting married to Rosie made him worse. And I'm afraid he has not changed. He won't stop trying to win us over.
I don't care. It won't happen. You and Gramps are the sole reason I'm where I am today. The fact that I'm a millionaire is because you sacrificed all you had to see me through business school and invested your retirement savings into my business. I owe everything I have to you and Gramps. Now is the time for you both to reap the fruits of your labor, and I'm not going to let some stranger come and take that away from you. Never.
Imelda, it's been 2 days now and you haven't reached out to your father? Do you have to be so disrespectful?
I already told you, I don't have a father. Stop with all this, because nothing will come of all this you're trying to do.
What? So, because I was a bit absent from your life, you feel you can ignore me and go against my wish? We're trying to rebuild our family. Why are you being so stubborn?
I told you I'm not interested. You never wanted to be my family 20 years ago, so I don't want to be yours now. Please, leave me alone.
No, I can see what's going on here. It has the handwriting of my mom all over it. I don't want you spending time with your grandma anymore. She's a bad influence on you.
What? How dare you? Nana was more parent to me than you could ever hope to be. She took me in after you abandoned me. She raised me into the successful daughter whose life you're trying to crawl back into. And now, you want me to just leave her? I don't abandon family. That's more your style.
Shut up and listen. I'm your father, and I know what's best for you. My mom isn't what you need. Believe me. Don't spend time with her anymore. It's for your own good.
That won't happen. There's nothing on this earth that can tear me away from Nana.
Being obstinate won't stop what's gonna happen. You're my daughter, and we're family. Soon, you, Rosie, and I will be together. Stop fighting it because you're only gonna regret it. I promise you.
Seriously? Are you really threatening me?
It's your fault it's come to this point. Whether you like it or not, we'll be together again. And if you keep frustrating my efforts to reunite us, I'll make you pay dearly for it.
Your threats don't mean jack to me. Are they supposed to scare me? Well, they failed. I'm no longer the 7-year-old who cowered every time you raised your voice, or the little girl that ran when your shadow fell on me. I dare you to do your worst. Then we'll see who will be living in regret.
You're my family, and I do what's necessary for us to be together once more, no matter the cost. No worries, in the end, you'll thank me for it.
Dad, how could you do this to me and Nana? What right did you have to go on air and talk about us without our permission?
I'm your father. That's all the permission I need. The TV station wanted to know more about the father of the most promising entrepreneur. How could I turn down the Ralph? That was actually my first time on TV. How'd I do?
Huh? How can you ask me that? All you did was lie about me and my grandparents. How could you call me a terrible daughter? You lied about making sacrifices for me, and then accused me of abandoning you because I became a millionaire.
Was that a lie? I did make a sacrifice, didn't I? Do you think it was easy to leave you behind? I'd love to see you convince the public that you're not a terrible daughter.
I'd never forgive you for this, Dad. If you had lied only about me, I might have forgiven you. But you had to include Nana and Gramps. You went too far. How could you downplay everything they did for me? Did you know the long hours Gramps had to work just so he could send me to school? What about the multiple shifts Nana had to take so that I would have food in my belly? How dare you say they did nothing for me? They brought me this far and you're trying to steal all the credit while making me look like a terrible daughter.
And it's working, isn't it? Or you won't be ranting in my DM. Every blog worth their dime is carrying that interview, and it's trending across all social media platforms. If care is not taken, Imelda, you'll become known as the ungrateful daughter who abandoned her father after she became a millionaire. Tell me, how long do you think your fame and reputation will last after that?
My God, I can't believe this. You're out to destroy me. This is my reputation you're messing with. My business is on the line here. How can you do this to your own daughter?
Don't be afraid, honey. You forced my hand when you kept fighting our reunion. I have a plan to make it all go away, and you'll be everyone's favorite once more. You'll hold a press conference and admit to being a bad daughter. You will then tell the world that you've learned your lesson. We have to show everyone that we're together once again. So you, me, and Rosie would have to live together.
This was your plan all along, right? That's why you had to lie against Nana and Gramps and make me look bad? I won't let this slide, Dad. Since you decided to play dirty, I'll no longer hold back when I'm dealing with you.
Stop being stubborn and use your head. What do you think you can do? Everyone hates you.
You think you've destroyed me, right? We'll see about that.
Imelda, what on earth did you do? You sneaky witch. You went behind my back to hold a press conference? How could you do that to me?
I had to debunk the lies you told about me and my grandparents. I told you I won't let it slide, didn't I?
You went too far, Imelda. How could you call me a liar?
I showed the world who you really are. I told them how you abandoned me when I was 7. I told them how you maltreated me and never did a single thing when I was abused by Rosie. I showed them proof of the sacrifices Nana and Gramps made for me over the years. From school fee receipts to investing their retirement fund into my business. The world now knows you for what you are, Dad.
Did you seriously have to go to such great lengths? Everyone hates me now and the internet is mad at me. My accounts are being trolled by your fans and I can't even make a post without getting hateful comments on them. I had to make the rest of my accounts private before things became worse. Are you trying to destroy me or what?
Destroy you? That's the exact same thing you tried to do to me. But don't get tired just yet. There's still so much more to come.
What? You can't be serious.
This is just the beginning, Dad. I've already filed a suit and I'll be charging you to court for libel and defamation of character. I'm gonna make sure you pay heavily for everything you did.
Come on, is that really necessary? You've won already. No one likes me. Do you have to take this to court?
Of course I do.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. That's what you want to hear, right? I'm saying it to you. I'm sorry. Now stay away from me from now on, so don't go further with the suit. I'll leave you alone.
No, you can't leave me alone just yet. There's so much more to come.
Don't be like this. I already said sorry. What more do you want from me?
You shouldn't have come back into my life, Dad. You should have stayed where you were with Rosie. Because now, I'll stop at nothing to bring you down. So relax. There's so much more to come. I suggest you brace yourself.
Imelda, I'm sorry. Please, you have to forgive me. I've been crying ceaselessly for days now. I should never have abandoned you 20 years ago. It was a big mistake. Trying to come back into your life was an even bigger mistake. I let your new status get to my head and I wanted it all for myself. I'm so sorry for everything.
Okay.
Okay? That's all you have to say?
What more can I say?
Imelda, you've basically ruined my life. Your press conference literally canceled my presence on social media. My accounts were trolled and reported, and now 3 of them have been banned. I can't even walk on the street without people recognizing me and hurling insults at me. I'm not safe anymore, both online and offline. People keep attacking me. As if all that's not enough, no one would give me jobs anymore. Prior clients have already canceled their contracts with me because no one wants to work with a man who abandoned his child. This is becoming too much for me to handle. I'm tired. Even Rosie has already left me because the heat became too much for her as well. I'm ruined, Imelda. I'm alone. I'm broke, and I'm tired. I'm done.
Well, let's just get one thing clear. I didn't ruin your life. You did that all yourself. You tried to destroy me, and if you had succeeded, you would have gladly danced on my ruins. You abandoned me for 20 years and came crawling back because you saw I was a millionaire. And when you realized you wouldn't be coming within an inch of my money, you chose to destroy it.
That was a mistake, Imelda. I'm sorry. I should never have done that. The court fined me $500,000 to pay you in damages. Where on earth am I going to see such an amount of money? I'm already sunk in debt as is.
Don't ask me. I'm sure you'll think of something.
Come on, Imelda. We're family. I'm your blood. You're a millionaire, and we both know you don't need that money. Please, dear, I don't have to pay the fine. Do this for me. I'm your father, after all.
Father? What a joke. Don't you dare keep even a penny of my money from me, or I swear I'll haul you right back to court. You'll pay what you owe, to the very last penny. Or you and I would have another problem.
But how can I do that? I already told you how hard things are for me.
I don't care. Maybe now you'll have an idea how hard things were for us back when you abandoned me. There were nights Nana and Gramps went to bed hungry just so I wouldn't starve. Soon, you'll know what that feels like. You'll know what it feels like to be drowning in bills, but there's a family member right there who could help, but chooses to ignore you because they don't deem you worthy of their time and attention. You deserve everything that is coming to you and more. And there's nothing I'll do to make it any easier for you. Not me, not my grandparents. You're on your own.
Come on, have mercy on me. Don't leave me like this.
This should be the last time you send me a text, or I'll get a restraining order on you. Goodbye, Dad.
Hold on, Imelda. I'm your father. You have to forgive me. Please, Imelda, don't do this. Imelda!
Dad was never able to get out of debt. Instead, he sunk into worse debt, forcing him to move into the rural areas. There were fewer people there who knew him, and he managed to get a security job at a bank. He never went online again. I and my grandparents moved to the highbrow area of the city where they got the best life possible in their old age. I hired round-the-clock help to take care of them so all they would do was relax and have a good time. They deserved it. I fell in love not long after with a man who loved me so much. We dated for over 6 months, and now we're planning our wedding. I've never been so happy before. My life is just perfect.